Wyoming all the way to Virginia.
Drew got notified that he was getting a new job. About to head to bed. Tomorrow is the last full day. That I will be in this apartment in Virginia till our move to West Virginia. So I'm so excited because my husband will be coming home from a week of work that he's been spending away out of town. And we're just so excited for his job there. It's going to be so much more stable. He won't have to go out of town as much, which is going to be so exciting. I won't have to wait for him all week to see my loving husband. So I am super excited for tomorrow and to see him and for our last day in this apartment. Crazy. For those who don't know, I work online as a virtual assistant. So this was my last day working in this home, and despite the look on my face, I was super excited. But I will say, having to work that day made the day drag on so much. In an attempt to try to record everything, I was at this moment calling an insurance company on my phone and canceling our current insurance on that rental. Traveling the 4 hours really wasn't that bad, and for us that was kind of a short trip. We've done 4-hour trips in a day and back, so it wasn't bad at all. And our sweet in-laws, his parents, were helping us out with the move and traveling in a caravan. It was a very quick process of going from Virginia to West Virginia and moving in to this apartment. Drew got notified that he was getting a new job. 2 weeks later, we had to move everything. Actually, less than 2 weeks later. It was about a week and a couple of days. We moved everything over. We are now in this apartment, and we are so grateful to be here. It's a beautiful apartment, a lot brighter than what we were used to. We are very excited to be here. Having pictures out and putting little bits of homemaking and house items has been so fun for me. And it's great to finally have a full fridge and not a mini fridge so that we can do a little bit more bulk buying with those groceries. Keep up those finance tips, ladies. We were blessed to have a lot of the furniture and like that shower curtain and all of that provided by the landlord. And so that was definitely a huge money saver for us. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button plus the like button if you're enjoying this content. I usually give content about faith, finances, and wifehood, so if that's something that interests you, subscribe. I wanted to pop in and give a couple of finance tips for while you're moving so that if you are moving from state to state, you have some finance tips in the back of your head, or if you're just moving like between your own town, or if you plan on moving at some point in the future, here's some things to think about. Moving can become very costly, especially when you're going from state to state. Before moving from Virginia to West Virginia, we moved from Wyoming
all the way to Virginia. And guess what happened before that? We moved from Virginia to Wyoming, also New York, which is where I was from, to Wyoming. We understand that there are a lot of costs that come in with moving, especially when you're going from state to state. Now, when we moved from Wyoming to Virginia, we had no one out there to help us because it's literally 30 hours away, get everything together and help with the moving process. So we actually had to rent a moving truck, a U-Haul, along with drive our car all the way back. So that one was much more of an expensive move. Now, as newlyweds, we don't have tons and tons and tons of money or tons and tons and tons of stuff in our back pockets, okay? We're not traveling with the highest end stuff, all of the equipment. What equipment do people have, really? Furniture. Furniture, that's the word I'm looking for. All of the furniture that people usually have, we do not have. As I said, the apartment is furnished here, which was one of the big upsides of the apartment. And actually, all three of our apartments that we've had as a married couple have been at least partially furnished with like a couch. In fact, the first one we had came with bed, couch, TV. It's like everything else. If you're planning on moving from state to state, one thing that I would say is immediately as you know that you're going to move, start setting aside some money out of the paycheck or out of wherever you make your income to start saving up for that move. Even if it's just going to be super soon and you don't think you're going to be able to save up enough, anything is better than nothing. And so start saving if you think you're going to be moving soon. Another tip that I would have for you guys when you are moving is if people offer to help, take them up on that offer. Now, this is not to say go out and be like a mean person. Can you help me? I guess it's not mean. Is that mean? I don't know. You never know. I'm not really good about what's like rude or not rude because I feel like I would still ask people that, but I don't know. I don't think I would. But some people would, and that's not mean for them. I guess it depends on your relationship. But if people are offering to help, like definitely take them up on that offer. In this last move that we did from Virginia to West Virginia, I was packing up everything right before the move, and we didn't have a ton of boxes and stuff to put it in either. So it wasn't quite as consolidated as most people have it. But we don't have like a ton of big furniture or anything. Luckily, some of Drew's family members offered to help, and we did take them up on that offer instead of renting a U-Haul. However, be cognizant of other people and try to not pressure or push in any way to have people do that because you don't want to step over bounds. Just to save a couple bucks. I feel it would be uncomfortable. In my opinion, go ahead and get that U-Haul or the trailer or whatever you need to do. But just don't be afraid to take people up on their offer for help. That can help save you several dollars. Another finance tip I would have is this may not sound like a finance tip. Try to make your way all in one. Let me kind of contextualize this. If you're able to make your way all in one, because it will save on gas. More so what I was thinking is when you're like taking the whole day to travel, you're spending money on food and you're going out to eat and you're just doing everything. Try to minimize that as much as possible and try to do it all in one day so that way if you do need to buy food, you're just doing that for one day instead of multiple days. Now, if you do move over multiple days, which I think could be very convenient for people who don't want to rent a U-Haul or a truck or something like that, I would say don't make every day like a moving day where you're buying food out and you're making these purchases. And yes, you are spending more on gas, but maybe evaluate that, see if that would be worth it for you. For a lot of people, it can be more worth it for them just to spend the money on gas a couple times than to rent out a whole truck. But for some other people, in other situations, just renting out the truck, depending on how much stuff they have, is a better financial solution. If you are moving over several days. Try not to treat each day as a moving day where you're buying tons of food out. Try to just do it incrementally a couple different times and either just have your food prepped for those days or make some food, figure out what you can because it's going to be way cheaper than continuing to buy food out all the time. I hope that some of these tips help you if you ever move or if you're planning on moving. Obviously, you're not necessarily planning on moving. Most people are pretty in one place for a good period of time. But if nothing else, it was entertaining, hopefully, for you guys.